Ngwasiri here with the Wealth Wise Alliance. I am out here today to introduce to you personal finance and why it matters. So I understand that in our community, we don't have a background of personal finance. We have nothing to do with budgeting. We don't care about what comes in and what goes out. And so that has been a problem and has been a mistake that I have made personally since I got to the United States. And with a family, it is very essential that you have your personal finances in check so that you will not set up your family for a failure. And so I came up with this concept. I believe God inspired it. I came up with this concept, Wealth Wise Alliance, um, so that it can help us stay accountable for the resources that God is giving us. And so here we are today, starting this project or this program. And I believe that those of you watching are going to be blessed by it. So it is introduction to personal finance and why it matters. So let's go on to the next slide here. So what is personal finance? Personal finance refers to the management of individual or household financial resources, including budgeting, investing, and planning for future financial goals. I can tell you that most of us sitting here watching this video, um, we don't have a budget. We have savings, but we don't understand why we are saving. Uh, some of us here don't have any investment whatsoever, and we don't have any financial goal in the future. So we just go to work, come back, go to work, come back. There is no target we are looking forward to hit, right? And that is why you will notice that you probably have worked for more than 20 years of your life, but you are still struggling financially like someone who just had their first job, last month. So I hope that this is going to be a blessing to those of us who are privileged to watch this. And so, yeah, let's move on. Why is personal finance important? Personal finance is important because it helps you to achieve your financial goal. Somewhere in this lesson, we are going to learn how to set financial goal. So just stick with me. Yeah, it helps you to achieve your financial goal. It prepares you for emergencies. You know that an average American cannot respond to an emergency that requires them to spend $1,000 cash. That is why a lot of people are buried in credit card debts, and interest payments keep increasing every day and they never get out of it. Personal finances is important because it reduces your financial stress. So if you know how to manage the little that you have, the Bible says that God is going to entrust more to you. So if you manage the little that you have judiciously, then it reduces financial stress on you. That means you don't buy things that you don't need. You don't get into unnecessary debt, and then you are not able to sleep because you are thinking of how to pay off those debts. So it gives you financial stress. So, but if you understand personal finances, it reduces your financial stress. It also builds wealth and ensures that you have a secure financial future, right? So if you are not able to manage your finances well, you will not be able to invest. If you are not able to invest, you are not going to be able to build wealth. So if you are listening to me and you are 30, 35, 40 and above, this is really for you, right? Make sure that you take whatever we are teaching here very seriously, and you are not going to regret it. Let's look at some key components of personal finance. You have budgeting. So budgeting is typically tracking your income and expenses. So how much do you make a month? Uh, how much do you spend? What do you spend it on? You track that. That's budgeting. You say, okay, you know what? So I eat McDonald's for $100 a month. Instead of buying French fries from McDonald's, you know what? I'm going to buy my own Irish potatoes for $25, and I'm going to fry at home. And so that I don't spend up to $100 in McDonald's. Could be Starbucks. You buy your own coffee and make at home instead of going to Starbucks every day. You know, um, the next component is saving. So you need to save to be able to build an emergency fund, right? It is recommended that you build an emergency fund that has 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. Most of us sitting here don't have that. Most of us listening to this don't have an emergency fund, and it is not a good thing, especially if you're a family person. Investing. So, for you to be able to build wealth, you have to start by, first of all, having a job, then saving some of it, and then using part of it to do what? Invest. It is investment that grows to become wealth over time. Okay. Yes. So, that's another component of personal finance. And then debt management, handling your loans and credit responsibility, or credit, or handling your credit responsibly, right? So you have credit cards, some have 30% interest, some have 25, some have 5, depending. You have a car note and all of that. Personal finances will guide you, on how to handle this debt and pay them such that you maximize your your interest payments. Um, Financial planning, you know you need to set, short and long term financial goals, like, okay, where do I want to be financially in the next 5 years? Where do I want to be financially by the end of this year? That will be short term. By the end of next year, that will still be short term, but 3 years and above, that will be called long term, right? So you will know that when you go into invest, they're going to ask you, are you going to be investing for short term, long term, right? So these are some of the components of personal finance. There are certainly more than this, but as we uncover these teachings, these lessons, we are going to see what personal finance components we still have to uncover. Let's of budgeting, right? So you have an income of $3,000. Your expense, you pay your rent for $1,200, do your groceries for $400, you save $600, and then you keep $800 for miscellaneous. Like, okay, if something just pops up you didn't plan for, you can still go in this $800 and be able to solve that. So if you are spending money and you don't know which bucket this money is coming out from before you spend, then at the end of the day, you don't have a budget. But if you have a budget, you know that if I earn $3,000, then I have $1,200 set aside in this account, or in this bucket, or in this envelope, that will be used to pay for my rent. In this other envelope, I have groceries. So if I am going for groceries, I am not going to go into the rent envelope to take money from there. You have to go into the grocery envelope. Savings, you are setting aside some money in your savings account because your goal is to save 3 to 6 months of your money expenses. So if someone asks you to help them with $100, it is not from that account you are going to get money from, because it's not going to meet your goals. If you do that, you are not being wicked, you are being disciplined. But then you also have miscellaneous, where that is where you can do a random financial help to somebody and all of that, and still be in check, right? So this is just an example of a budget, but throughout this, we're going to actually do customizable budgets for every one of you who is part of this class. Let's look at the benefits of good financial management. So you will have financial stability if you manage the little that you have well. You will have the ability to afford, life goals, like you may want to go to school, or you want your child to go to a particular school. You have the ability to afford buying a house. I have another video on home buying, escaping the mortgage trap. Many people get into that trap because they do not have good financial management. They buy the house out of excitement, and then it becomes a nightmare. Um, it will also reduce your reliance on debt. The benefit of not relying on debt is that you save money on interest, because in America, there is no free lunch. You get a debt, it comes with an interest payment. You take a debt of 5,000, and by the time you pay it off, you might be paying like, $10 to $12,000. So you pay for it. So, but if you don't rely on debt a lot, you are able to save that money you're paying on interest payment. It also gives you peace of mind and reduces stress, like we said earlier. When you manage your finances where you live within or at least below your means, then you have enough to cover anything that you need to cover, and you have that peace of mind, and the stress level is really reduced. It also gives you freedom to pursue your passions and hobbies. A lot of you here say, "Oh, I want to go for vacation and things like that," but you don't have any financial management. You think that you will get up some morning and your salary will automatically increase, and then you will be able to, you know, just pay an air ticket, lere two, back and to and fro for, $2,000. No, it doesn't just happen. You need to have good financial management skills to be able to set that up so that when the right time comes, you will be able to um, make it without stress. So I want to encourage you to take charge of your financial future. That is why you are listening to this. Take charge of your financial future. Personal finance is a critical life skill that empowers you to live the life you want. So start today, plan wisely, and secure your financial future. So, guys, join me in this journey. We are going to put our heads together, see our areas of challenges, see how we can be useful to each other, see how we can be helpful, to empower one another so that we all come out of the rat race, going circle paycheck to paycheck, hand to mouth, and never really making any progress. In these classes, we are going to learn that we have to strive to be rich, not to look rich, because that's another big problem. So, thank you so much for your attention in this, you know, introduction to personal finance. There is a lot that we have to uncover, and so I really look forward to you being part of this and letting us work together so that we can effect a change in our generations, and our children and children's children are going to continue to benefit from this knowledge and the application of it thereof. Thank you so much. God bless you.